calorie is just a calorie is just a calorie, right? Well, not necessarily. Well, literally, a calorie is just a calorie. But today we are going to be taking a deeper dive into how calories affect your weight loss journey. And I will be sharing with you the latest research-backed, evidence-based studies that kind of prove that a calorie just isn't a calorie. So can we please get rid of that old school mentality that is just about calories in versus calories out when it comes to weight loss? Welcome to Boom 50 Fitness. My name's Regan, and this is your channel for all things health and fitness in your 50s and beyond. We've all heard of calories, but what exactly is a calorie? Simply put, they're a measure of energy that's found within the chemical bonds of the foods that we eat. We extract this energy through digestion, and then we're able to perform the daily activities that we need to perform. You may not know this, but there are two types of calories. There are large calories, and these are the ones that are listed on food labels, on the ingredient list, and they're always with an uppercase C. And then there are the smaller calories that are written with a lowercase c. Nutritional calories are the ones that you see listed on food labels. And like I said, they will always be with an uppercase C. So one large calorie is equivalent to 1,000 small calories or 4,184 joules. Is that TMI? I just can't help myself. And one large calorie is equivalent to the amount of energy needed to raise the temperature of water by 1 degree Celsius. In our diets, we get our calories from three main macronutrient sources, and those would be proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. Fats are the densest of the macronutrients, and they weigh in at 9 calories per gram. Carbohydrates and proteins are identical in that they both weigh in at 4 calories per gram. Many people count calories when they're on a weight loss journey. 1 pound is equivalent to 3,500 calories. So we've always been taught if you burn the same amount of calories as what you take in, your weight will stay the same. If you burn more calories than the amount of calories you take in, you will lose weight. If you burn less calories than what you actually take in, what will happen? You'll gain weight. Did I mix those up? I don't think I did, but if I did, you know what I'm saying. Simple, right? That is that old school mentality that is very elementary. So it is not necessarily all about calories in, calories out, and that's why we're here today to take a deeper dive into this topic. Okay, so let's get into the good stuff. There's a good chance you are here because you are on a weight loss journey, and maybe you do want to learn more about the latest research when it comes to calories. We all know what calories are now, and you probably knew what they were before, but I just wanted to go over the basics. But people try to burn calories, they try to forget about calories, they count calories, they do all sorts of stuff. But let's take a dive into some of the latest research. So in the most fundamental sense, when it comes to weight loss, calories in versus calories out does play a huge part. Nobody is disputing that. Research after research studies show time and time again that the common denominator when it comes to weight loss is calories. So if you're in a calorie deficit, will you definitely lose weight? Probably, but there are also other factors that do play into this. Sometimes there can be a struggle with weight loss that can be hormonal, or if you've been a yo-yo dieter for a big portion of your life, sometimes just the calories in, calories out equation will not work. And what do I mean by yo-yo dieting? Well, it's pretty simple. If you were going on a beach vacation and you cut out carbs or went on a crash diet to lose maybe 5 pounds before that vacation, and then when you came home, you ended up gaining it back, or maybe you gained it back on that vacation, and then a few months later you had a high school reunion and you wanted to lose a few pounds, and so you did the same thing again. That would be yo-yo dieting. And if you've been doing that for years and years, you have probably messed up your metabolism a little bit. And we want to stop that. No more yo-yo dieting. One of my favorite phrases that I say a lot is, your diet didn't work if you have to keep going back to it. So yes, if you haven't been a yo-yo dieter your whole life and your hormones in check, you should be okay when it comes to losing weight through a calorie deficit. So if we think about 2 different people, we put them in a calorie deficit and they're eating the same amount, let's just say 2,000, and they're in a deficit from what their body is used to. So one is eating 2,000 calories of whatever they want, pizza, cupcakes, ice cream, and the other person is sticking to a whole foods diet, but with the same amount of calories, they'll both lose weight. So why does it really make a difference if you've been a yo-yo dieter or not? Well, if you have been a yo-yo dieter, then there's a good chance that your body has just become accustomed to holding on to a little bit more fat. It's almost like a fight or flight response. So calories truly do matter, but don't fall into that misguided advice that you can just eat whatever you want as long as you stay in a calorie deficit. And that is because calories are just not equal. All right, when it comes to that tiny little law of thermodynamics, then yeah, a calorie is just a calorie. But the latest and greatest evidence-based research proves that not all calories are created equal. So screw you, law of thermodynamics. I'm just kidding. But let's get into some of these numbers. You're gonna get really excited. Or am I the only nerd that gets really excited about this? Well, if you're still watching, you're probably a little nerdy when it comes to this kind of stuff too. Researchers wanted to investigate a way to approach weight loss that didn't just have to do with counting calories. And why do they want to do this? And why do they still continue to research this? Because the rate of obesity keeps growing and growing. So outside of calorie restriction, does the composition of your macronutrients matter? And will it make a bigger impact on overall health? In this study, participants' ages ranged from 40 to 70, and all of them were considered abdominally obese. I'm going to be focusing on one study in particular, but just know that in the past couple years, there have been several studies very similar to this one, and they are scientific and evidence-based. And who am I to be telling you about all this stuff? Well, my degree's in exercise physiology, and I'm currently working on a master's degree in health sciences and nutrition. So I kind of know what I'm talking about, and I love this stuff. In this study, there was a high nutrient group, a low nutrient group, and also a controlled group. And basically, the controlled group just ate what they normally would eat. So let's specifically focus on the high nutrient group and the low nutrient group. Both groups were put on a 25% calorie deficit from what they normally would take in. And they kept both groups exactly the same when it came to certain types of fats, sodium, and alcohol. So this is where it gets kind of interesting. Where they deviated is with some key nutrients. For the high nutrient group, monounsaturated fats contributed to 13.4% of their diet. And in the low nutrient group, monounsaturated fats counted as 9.4%. All right, here's where it really starts to get interesting. For fiber, the high nutrient group went up 3.1%, and the low nutrient group only went up 2.1%. Up next, my favorite. All right, high nutrient group got 10.3% plant protein, and the low nutrient group got 5.7%. Okay, and lastly is fructose. Most of you probably know that fructose comes from fruit, but it also comes from highly processed foods. All right, so when it comes to fructose, the high nutrient group got 3.4%, and the low nutrient group got 7%. So when it came to healthy fats, protein, and fiber, it was always higher in the high nutrient group and lower in the low nutrient group. But when it came to fructose, it was lower in the high nutrient group and higher in the low nutrient group. So basically, high nutrient group got the good stuff, low nutrient group did not. So that is a huge difference when it comes to nutrient composition. Okay, let's go over the results. First up, weight loss. Not surprisingly, both groups lost weight. Of course they lost weight. Both groups were on a pretty extreme calorie deficit. So after 12 weeks, the high nutrient group lost an average of 18.5 pounds. The low nutrient group lost on average 13.8 pounds. So I would say that's a pretty clear advantage to the high nutrient group. And when it came to cardiometabolic health, the high nutrient group was affected more positively. But both groups actually did improve health markers, lowering total body fat, lowering liver fat, lowering blood pressure, and increasing insulin sensitivity. And if you don't know a whole lot about insulin resistance versus insulin sensitivity, I'm going to link a video right up there. Please check it out. You will learn a whole lot from it. But basically, insulin sensitivity, which is what increased for these participants, is what you want. That's the good stuff. So obviously, just reducing calorie intake can have some really positive health benefits. But listen to this, the high nutrient group also saw improvements in fasting cholesterol, triglycerides, and lipid synthesis. So the fact that the weight loss was higher in the high nutrient group suggests that it was due to the increase in insulin sensitivity, as well as the increase in protein and fiber, because both of those things, actually all of those things, will help you feel more satiated. That is the feeling of fullness or satiety. Oh, and because of more healthy fats, they definitely help fill you up. So if you shift your weight loss diet plan to, instead of just cutting calories, but really focusing on increasing healthy fats, fiber, and protein, and lowering sugar, you are going to lose weight. And you will lose more weight than if you just do it the old-fashioned way by counting calories. And you'll be so much healthier if you lose weight eating healthy foods. And another reason you'll be healthier is because you will be losing less muscle. What you'll be losing is more fat. And what we want to do is preserve the lean muscle that you have, because that's what's really going to change your body composition. So increasing the fiber and the protein is just so important when it comes to changing your body composition and making sure that you're holding on to the lean muscle that your body needs. So a high protein diet is definitely going to help preserve that hard-earned lean muscle and help you lose fat. Yay, that's what we want. So always keep in mind, whether you're on a weight loss journey or not, your protein intake. I'm gonna link a video down below about how I eat my body weight in grams of protein every single day. And you can do it too. So what does all this information mean? It kind of brings me back to that question, are all calories created equal? I answered no to it, but then I also kind of answered yes to it. In the most technical thermodynamic sense, yeah, all calories are created equal. A calorie is just a calorie. But like I said earlier, not really. I promise I'm not here to confuse you more. I'm actually here to educate you. No study is really going to challenge whether a calorie is just a calorie, because a calorie is a calorie. But like we learned today, not all calories are created equal, because those calories are all attached to different macronutrients. And that composition definitely matters, and it shows from that research study. So make sure your calories are coming from good sources, whether you're trying to lose weight or not. If you are trying to lose weight, we want you to lose weight and become healthier at the same time. So if you're upping your unsaturated fats and your fiber and your protein and lowering your sugar intake, the weight loss is going to come from fat. And there is such a thing as being skinny and unhealthy. But you knew that, right? Please, please, please really shoot for eating the healthy, good stuff and stay away, or at least really, really limit the questionable stuff. And do not forget the exercise component. Calories really do matter. I hope you loved this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, ring that notification bell so you're the first to know when my next video comes out. And I'm sorry if this video came out a little bit later than normal. I like to have it uploaded early Thursday morning, but my next class started this week and my professor has set up the schedule a little bit different than my last professor. So papers and projects are going to be due on different days. So as of now, I'm going to keep my upload day as Thursday. At least shoot for that. And if I can't get it up by Thursday, it'll be at least Friday or Saturday. And if I find that more often than not, I have to wait till Friday or Saturday, then I'll just go ahead and switch the day. But make sure you ring that notification bell so that you are the first to know when my next video comes out. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here, and I can't wait to see you next time. My name's Regan. This is Boom 50 Fitness, your new BFF. Bye.